Hi guys, now I am in the village of Chimbal. This village was called as Chimbal because it is derived from the word Chamulya, which denoted an Arab connection, this Arab trader connection which existed long back, even before the time of the Kadambas, maybe even before to the time of the Shilaras. It seems that during that time from Chamulya near Bombay, many of the traders have come and settled over here in this place of Chimbal, and this came to be known as Chimbal. And this place of Chimbal is quite extremely significant because the coins of Kushru II, the Persian emperor, was unearthed in this Chimbal village. So the Chimbal village also find its reference in the copper plates issued by Kadamba king Jayakesi II after 1050s to his minister named Shadan. So he was a Muslim. So this Muslim Arab to whom a certain charter was issued in which the land adjoining the Chimbal, namely Morambika, that is Morambio Grant. Today we call everything as the Chimbal only. Morambio Grant, Lagu Morambika, it is mentioned, was gifted to him. So this Chimbal, why the place now we are standing here is near the ruins of the Our Lady of Mount Carmel church made in Chimbal. So why? What is the significance of this place? You can see behind me the ruins of Chimbal. So this church is dedicated to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. It was made in 1747. It started in 1747 as a certain hospice by a certain Salvador do Moura. His exact details we do not know. And there was a solidar dedicated to Our Lady of Mount Carmel over there. And in the year of 1749-1750, few priests, namely João Baptiste Falcao and Paulo Mariano Falcao and Francisco Xavier dos Anjos. So these priests asked permission from the Archbishop of Goa as well as the Viceroy to start a new order, namely the Cloistered Carmelites of Chimbal, tertiaries, the Cloistered Tertiary Carmelites of Chimbal. So what is the speciality with this Chimbal Carmelites? So this is the very first indigenous Carmelite spirituality in the whole of Asia. First of all, indigenous Carmelite spirituality congregation in whole of Asia. And also this is one of the very first of the orders in Goa, which was founded in Goa itself, along with Cruz dos Milagres, that was founded in 1680. So this was founded in the year 1750. So this allowed indigenous vocations to the priesthood. So during that time, mostly the priests, they were from Portuguese or Brahmin background, but this congregation allowed priests from the non-Brahmin background also to become priests. So this place has got a great significance in the history of the Goa itself. Not just Goa, the whole of the Christianity of the India itself. So now we will be going a bit closer to the facade. So you can see the facade over here. So how the facade is remaining. So this facade itself has got a lot of significance, architectural significance. And the priest from this order, so they lived a very holy life, very austere life, very exemplary life, and they lived their spirituality of Our Lady of Mount Carmel in a third order life. So what is this kind of spirituality? You must have heard about Pope Saint John Paul II. Pope Saint John Paul II was ordained as a diocesan priest, but he remained also as a Carmelite, affiliated with the Carmelite spirituality. The same way, here the priest, they were of diocesan, they were a secular clergy, but at the same time they were the members of the third order Carmelites. From the historical sources, we are able to find that during 1750s, a certain friar named Father Nicolas de Jesus Maria from the Spanish order of the Descalced Carmelites. From the Spanish of the order of the Descalced Carmelites, he has come to Chimbal and he has inducted them in the third order spirituality. Moreover, after 1780s, 84, that time and all, we are seeing that the only Carmelite Archbishop of Goa, namely Dom Manuel de Santa Catarina, so this Archbishop gave lot of encouragement to these Chimbal Carmelites to build lot of missions all over the parts of India. So especially at the place of North Karnataka, they were very much active in their missions. So you can see it very closely. You can see that's very closely, the arch and everything. So this Carmelites were the first parish priest of Belgaum. In the Belgaum, the first parish was located near Saint Anthony's Chapel or some cantonment area, I guess. So there, the Carmelite priests, these Chimbal Carmelite priests were practically the first missionaries and the first parish priest. Moreover, there is a suggestion that the first church in the Pune diocese was built by the Chimbal Carmelites. Not just that, you find in all over North Karnataka and everywhere, even into the interior places, the devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel is quite significant and quite deep, thanks to the efforts of these Chimbal Carmelites. These Chimbal Carmelites also had their missions in Kittur, Kanapur and many other places, and all the parishes which were suppressed after the suppression of the Jesuit order in 1759 by Marcos de Pombal were taken over by the Chimbal Carmelites, and they also had a very wonderful seminary over here. Yeah, during a very great seminary. Only the ruins are available. Yeah, the ruins are over there. So these Carmelites had a lot of impact in the Goan society. But these Carmelites, these Carmelites had a very great work as such. But in 1835, the Portuguese government became anti-religious, and it had said that we will dissolve all the monasteries throughout the Portuguese and its territories. So because of those anti-religious orders, this monastery was also suppressed, and in 1841 it was given to Recollimento de Santa Casa de Misericordia. So they had housed over here the women who are refugees. So they were staged over here. And later time it became the hands of the Provideria, that is after 1940s and all that we are seeing. So this place has lost its significance after that. So once which became a religious hub, later because of the anti-religious policies of the Portuguese has become a place completely subjected to degradation, and finally you can see the condition how it was maintained by the government as such, and it was allowed to be declined. So it's my clear request that you just pray for the restoration of this monastery, restoration of this wonderful spiritual place, so that this heritage of Goa, this unique heritage for the Christianity in whole of the Asia, should be renovated and revived. And the wonderful fact is that after 1835, though these friars were suppressed, some of the friars asked permission to reside in the Pilar Monastery, Pilar near Goavalya. So there the friars acted as the parish priest of the Goavalya church, and during their time only the procession of saints, which was then carried out in Agasaim, was changed to that of the Goavalya, which forms a part of the Goan Konkani Catholic identity. So this is the very greatness of these Chimbal Carmelites. And in 1887, the last friar of the Chimbal Carmelites died. His name was Father Cirillo de Annunzio. It is said that even during the last times he behaved as if the whole community was present, as if the whole religious order was present itself. So such a great contribution these people gave to the Goan Christian life, so much so that Father Maxime Godino from Calata, Majorda, so he was so impressed by this, by the work of this Chimbal Carmelites. He wrote that the fathers of the old, the Carmelite fathers of the old, left us with very wonderful memories. We want Carmelites back. And he has written that in the year 1928 to the fathers in Trivandrum. And so much so that they took so much interest, and in 1939 they are founding their monastery in Margao, which is still existing today. So such a kind of silent and great influence. Even the Oratorians were suppressed, but they never became a new order again. But in case of the Chimbal Carmelites, their existence came to that, acted as the seed for the formation of the Margao Carmel, I must say, which is flourishing still today. Moreover, the one important thing is that the Braganza, who was the freedom fighter of Goa, was also so much impressed with the Chimbal Carmelites that he himself wanted to be a Chimbal Carmelite, it seems. So you can see the significance of this almost forgotten place. In Chimbal, usually people have a very negative opinion when it's come to Chimbal, but it is not at all so 200 years back or something. It was a religious hub next only to the old Goa. For here in this Mount Carmel monastery, and near to that side, side. We will be taking a video later. So there existed the convent of Santa Barbara of the Dominicans, where the Prince of the Zimbabwe himself resided. So such a kind of great histories the Chimbal has, even from the starting from the 6th century onwards, having the Persian traders, their coins are found over here, to the donation of this place to the place by Jayakeshe to the Shadam and everything. So thank you very much. So if you are in Goa, please do come here, and please pray for the restoration of the Chimbal Carmelite Monastery. And thank you very much. Please keep in prayers John, a tertiary Carmelite. Amen. Take care.